YouTube God of War fans, it's Chris Bolts, and we're coming in looking at the first official look at Kratos and Atreus for the upcoming Amazon Prime Video God of War TV series. Now, before I do get into the content, do make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out here. Let me go ahead and blow that up a little bit here. Now, we won't hide the lead here or anything like that. This article does come from us courtesy of Variety, but nobody really cares about the article. We only care about the look of Kratos and Atreus, and as you can see, they're going with the Santa Monica God of War 2018 version, not the OG God of War that starred T.C. Carlson as the voice actor of Kratos. It said this is the Christopher Judge voice acted version of Kratos, and I know a lot of people wanted Christopher Judge to play Kratos, but canonically Kratos ain't black, he's white, he's just voiced by a black dude. And both times, T.C. Carson and Christopher Judge respectively. So getting Ryan Hurst to go ahead and play the part of Kratos actually looks to be a very good thing on the part of Amazon Prime, getting them off them there and getting him to play that part. And then little Atreus right here, he's played by an actor named Callum Vinson. He looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It looks okay. I didn't gravitate too much to Atreus. He became very irritating in God of War Ragnarok, but I think most teenage sons become very irritating for most fathers. But yeah, he was pretty irritating in God of War Ragnarok. If you're not familiar with Ryan Hurst, he was in God of War Ragnarok, but he played the god of thunder, Thor. He was voicing Thor, but in the actual live action, they're going to have this guy named right here, Olafur Dari Olafsson, who sounds like it's a Norse name. Let's go ahead and search that name right there. This is what he looks like. So if he keeps this look right here, he actually would make a good interpretation of Santa Monica's version of Thor. So I think that is a really good choice to go in there and have him cast as Thor. And here's a picture right here. This is the version of Thor from God of War Ragnarok, who was voiced by Ryan Hurst, who is now going to be playing the titular character of Kratos. Other cast members include Max Parker as Heimdall, and unlike what Marvel did with Heimdall in race swapping him by casting Idris Elba to play the character, this one is going to be played by a white dude. I don't think they're going to have them play Heimdall, because if you're familiar with Heimdall in the games, Heimdall is kind of an asshole. He is kind of an asshole and everything. So I think that is a good choice. And yeah, this dude is rock solid. Look at this picture right here. Pretty rock solid. Looks real good, Max Parker does. And I think he's a gay dude, but he plays a lot of masculine roles, although Heimdall again in the game is kind of fishy, if you will. Then we got Mandy Patinkin, the great Mandy Patinkin, playing Odin. I forgot who voiced Odin in the game. Hold on one second. We all know Mandy Patinkin. He's a really famous actor, American actor and singer, so that's a really good role for him to go ahead and pick up right there. Let me go ahead and see who voiced Odin in God of War Ragnarok. That was Richard Schiff. He did a really good job as Odin, but Odin in the game was as very much an asshole as Zeus was in the original trilogy. Let's go ahead and keep going. We got Alistair Duncan as Mimir, that he's just going to be a head. Let's see what he looks like. Alistair Duncan. They'll probably dress him up. They'll probably dress him up to play the head of Mimir, because that's all Mimir is. He's just a head. And then we got Danny Woodburn and Jeff Golka as brothers Brock and Sindri. Those are the Dwarven brothers. Okay, yeah. It's good that they actually got a dwarf to play the part, and they're not listening to certain other dwarves who played Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones. So that's actually really cool. I really like that. I really like that they're actually getting dwarves to play these parts, and they're not gonna use any type of CG imaging like Disney did with Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, if you could even call it that.
What the hell is even that?
And then lastly, we're gonna have Ed Skrein as Baldur. Let's see what he looks like. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Looks like he was in Game of Thrones as Dario Naharis, Transporter Refilled, which was actually a pretty good movie, and Ajax in Deadpool. I always like that name, Ajax. Ajax. By the way, there's a really good shooter game called Ajax from Konami. Really good shooter game. And I don't think they have cast Freya as of yet, which will be interesting who they can go ahead and get to play Freya. But this is actually looking shaping up to at least the cast. The cast is shaping up to look pretty good, but time remains to see how it goes, because I know Amazon does have Fallout, and while I did enjoy Fallout, I know a lot of people did not like Fallout. I still got to do my post-mortem on Fallout Season 2, as well as I want to do another video that's doing a comparison between the heroes, Maximus, and yes, he is a hero, even if some people don't want to accept him as one, and Sir Duncan the Tall, which I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna word that one. But yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like Fallout Season 2 or Fallout Season 1 for that matter, so they're gonna be looking at this with some great skepticism. And then on top of that, we had the Last of Us series from HBO Max. I know some people loved the first season rather, but the second season, obviously, since Neil Cuckman decided to go ahead and follow to the letter the piece of shit game Last of Us Part 2, it split the fan base just like the game split the fan base. So a lot of people are going to be skeptical about God of War, but God of War was a really good game, and if they do stick to that particular game, I think Amazon Prime might have a winner on their hands. Just don't mess with the lore, which is one of the big problems that people have with Fallout Season 2. And Fallout, I keep saying Fallout Season 2, but just Fallout in general. So those are my thoughts on the issue. What do you guys think about this look of Kratos, Ryan Hurst as Kratos, and the little kid Callum Vinson as Atreus? Jump down in the comments and let me know what you think, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. And remember, this is Chris Bolt signing off, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.